One college postseason is going to expand. Will college football be next? And does that mean the Big Ten will just get 8 teams in the playoff? And can Michigan State win games? Matt Sheehan is actually here. You have to stick around for that. On today's Locked On Big Ten Squad.
You're talking ball with the Big Ten Squad, sponsored by Game Time. From USC to Ohio State, from Michigan to Oregon, from Nebraska to Washington, it's the local experts of the Locked On Podcast Network bringing you scoops, breakdowns, and the most comprehensive preview of the upcoming Big Ten weekend. No hurt feelings and thin skin allowed. Squad up, you're part of the Big Ten Squad.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to this week's Locked On Big Ten Squad. I'm your host, Spencer McLaughlin, neutral arbiter of all things college football. Zach Seiko, as he entered backstage during the intro, is in the primary slot.
I was here the whole time.
That can't be. It's got to be Matt. Give it up for Matt Sheehan of Locked On Spartans. He decided that work was actually worth doing. He decided to honor his contract and actually show up, and all it took.
We signed contract?
Oh my goodness.
We have contracts?
No, I thought it was like
you guys are getting paid?
So, yeah.
Seiko, was that a reference to We're the Millers?
You guys are getting paid?
Yes! Yes!
About the only reference you can make of that movie on this show without getting fired.
No, if you thought, yeah, I mean, there are some lines. I mean, we would all like to go back and forth making out with Emma Roberts and Jennifer Aniston, though, so we can mention that. Like, that's totally fair game. Anyway, Matt Sheehan is here. Mark Colkin of Locked On USC is here with Zach Seiko, Locked On Nittany Lions. Jacob Goins, Locked On Hoosiers. Jay Stevens, Locked On Buckeyes. Trent Condon, Locked On Hawkeyes. Who did we just... Wait, what just happened?
No, we just left. Isaiah had enough of your crap. Spencer.
Oh, Isaiah was over it. Craig Sheeman of Locked On Big Ten will have to represent the Maize and Blue, and then we have Goins. I just got so thrown off by that. I don't know whose name I already said.
I think you spent too much time saying welcome the Michigan State guy. Isaiah just said,
That's right.
He's protesting. Yeah.
Such a rosy episode for the green and white over here. That's right.
Yeah.
He couldn't handle it.
As Michigan would know, I have insider information that his internet may have just gone down. So.
Oh, not good. That is.
Why are you leaking inside information?
I mean, the season's over. I'm allowed to leak it now.
That's true. That's all Goins ever wanted to be. He wanted to just be a famous leaker, and now he's pulled it off. So, Matt, your team doesn't need help getting into the NCAA tournament, but they might need some help getting into the playoff. Is this inevitable? You finally have the chance to weigh in here now that the big dance is going to 76 teams. Gross.
Awesome.
Yeah. Go ahead, Matt. Start us off.
No, who wouldn't want to see more of? And I'm sorry, Jacob. Hey, nothing but respect for you, but like, who wouldn't want to see another game of just a team mail it completely in that might wear some crimson and cream for the Bloomington Hoosiers here? But yeah, like more of those teams in the dance. Awesome, great. But no, it's inevitable. This thing is going to turn to 24 teams for football, right? Like we could all just skip to the plot right now. Why even waste another season? Let's just do it this year because I feel like the I word is hovering. Inevitable for this, right? Or am I just complete Looney Tunes here?
No, I mean you sound very much like Thanos over there. That's a great way to reintroduce yourself to
Is that good or bad?
To the show.
Pretty sure he was bad. Yeah.
Well, that's a matter of
Not
perspective.
A movie guy, so you're gonna
Goins.
have to like hold my hand and walk me through a lot of these movie references. I'm sorry, but
yeah, that's why you and I don't do very many shows together. You wouldn't last. You wouldn't make it past the first segment. Mark, should we just keep going? Like, why stop at 24? Let's go to 36. Let's make it a 36 team college football playoff. Why not? Right?
Yeah, like I said last week, this idea just is total toilet. At 76 teams, let's just start the tournament. That's the season. You don't. I mean,
I like that.
What's the point of playing? I know what the point is: more money. But it just seems like college athletics, football, basketball it is so far out over its skis right now. It is losing its direction. I mean, there's talk that USC is doing something with their uniform, and I'm like, stop. Too much freaking tradition going out the window at one time. I can't keep up.
Do we have concepts of this uniform design?
go on social media, go to X, you'll see plenty of concepts. I don't know if it's going to be a color scheme thing or if it's going to be a brand change. That's, I think.
Is it a patch? Brand patch?
Yeah.
Penn State's interested in that.
Yeah, very, very. I tell you, look, Mark, I understand the tradition there on the USC uniform, but I have to say, a couple of tweaks, it could look really good.
I wish I had that meme up right now where I could just reach the computer and slap your face. This is a non-starter with me.
It's never a non-starter with me. It's always a starter.
This administration could literally be responsible for being part of the USC Notre Dame rivalry going to crap and then doing something really strange with their uniform in the same season. And you're thinking, who are you? You don't have the right to do this. You're not going to be at USC forever.
Yeah. Zach Seiko, are there just going to be, I don't know, 8 Big Ten teams in the playoff one day? Like, what's the limit?
Whatever the super mega conference decides when we get that inevitably, between playoff expansion, NCAA tournament expansion, non-revenue generating sports getting cut left and right from, big time universities.
St. Louis.
It's all going to be a push towards how can we maximize football and men's basketball. And I guess the market's the market. I will say this, the NCAA tournament expanding to 76 teams. I don't know that gives me any more confidence for Penn State to get into one of those. For men's and women's
That's so
basketball.
sad. That's so sad.
Somehow, Oregon and Penn State would not have even come close to a 76 team tournament last year.
No, sir. No.
Indiana would have. We were there 2 years in a row.
Goins, what a world for you to live in where the NCAA tournament expanding is more essential than the college football playoff expanding. What a timeline.
Yeah, the basketball tournament adding more teams is more beneficial than the football tournament adding more teams. Like that's where we're at. And look, when it comes to either basketball, but especially football, I'm just tired of seasons being guinea pigs, right? They're like, well, let's try this format for a year and see how that works. And maybe we'll try this format for a year and see how that works. Like Matt said it, they know what they want to do. Why not just make the decision, go to however many they want, and let's just stick with it and move forward.
Isaiah, any thoughts after your team won it all? Any worry that, those battle-tested 16 seeds would beat Michigan now?
Well, first, just since Sheehan is here, finally, Jay got to witness my national championship shirt, but I just want to reiterate, Michigan did, in fact, win the basketball national championship.
That's right.
Make sure.
Right. I was
but honestly,
unfortunately aware, and I'm still surviving, just even more unfortunately so. So, yeah.
That's a miracle, honestly.
We are well aware. Yeah, I do want credit for that. Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
I'll give you some credit for that.
Thank you.
But like when it comes to just like with the football of it all, right? The 24 teams, and 72 in basketball, like who actually wants this that isn't part of the brass, that isn't like a coach or like an administrator somewhere or actually part of like the TV organizations, right? No one is clamoring for this. There's not like any fans that are sitting there saying like, this is what we want. This is what we need. Like the 4-team football playoff. Yeah, that had that support. 12 to maybe just a little bit, but like generally like people were not clamoring for this. And especially with basketball, it was already a perfect tournament. So why mess with it? And it's only for greed. It's only for money. It's sickening and I'm tired of it.
Yeah, Jay, weigh in here and talk about the sickening greed and the infiltration of money into college sports. Go ahead, host of Locked On Ohio State.
Well, think about the basketball tournament this past year. It was really good. Yeah, I know there weren't the Southern Cinderellas that were there, but you got really good basketball from round 2, Sweet 16, Elite 8. You got really good basketball the entire time. Really, the best teams in the sport were competing. And we're going to expand it when it was like, I don't like 68 at all, but we're going to expand something that was already working and money was flowing well to allow more teams in it. It really is. It's weird that the people that are in charge don't have their finger on the pulse of the sport or what people really care about or want. They just care about themselves. And it's the same thing in football. Whenever this super conference comes or they break off from the NCAA, I wouldn't be shocked if there are at least 30 teams in a college football playoff. That's coming. I don't like that at all, but the money's going to be there, and that's why they're going to potentially make that move.
Trent, why don't you weigh in before that stoplight turns green?
Yes. No, I'm parked. I'm good. I'm parked on it. So no worries there. Don't have to worry about any stoplights. No, for somebody that's stuck here kind of in the meaty middle of the Big Ten, I love it for both perspectives for Iowa. Getting into an NCAA tournament in a down year, a bubble year, hey, you got a shot, and you get shipped out to Dayton or maybe get shipped to Vegas or wherever they put some of those West Coast games in the opening round. I think that's good for a program like Iowa, and certainly a 24-team playoff for football is a much more attainable. In fact, the Hawkeyes would have been a playoff team a year ago, as crazy as that sound, and multiple times here over the last decade. So as somebody that is kind of stuck in the middle and rooting for a program and watching a program like I do, I like it from that perspective. Plus, you are the self-proclaimed neutral arbiter of college football. Well, I am the self-proclaimed degenerate gambler of the state of Iowa, and this just means more things to bet on, and I love that.
Craig, why do I feel like you're the one guy in this chat that can actually fix it?
I'm always anti-expansion. I'm just looking at the final RPI for basketball this year. So if we expand to 76, and if we were to use RPI rankings, your last four in: Stephen F., Austin, Winthrop, Oklahoma State, and Florida State. By the way, your first four out would be Illinois State, Northern Iowa, Indiana, and Troy. My argument is the 76th team or the 24th team in football aren't going to win a championship. Stop wasting my time.
I think that is very, very well put there, Craig. Good job. You did.
You don't want to see Illinois State try to make a
Hey,
run?
that's FCS football national championship
Troy?
runner-up Illinois State to you. Yeah. How many people have that information ready to roll at a moment's
I did not
notice?
have that on my
What if the
Yeah.
NCAA? What if
my
the
notes.
NCAA is going to take all this extra money, put it in an account, and so schools like Arkansas and St. Louis don't have to cancel their tennis programs? They can.
That makes too much sense, Mark.
I bet more cancellations are on the way. Godspeed to the Arkansas and St. Louis tennis players. Hopefully they can enter the portal. You know, we have that caveat: if your coach leaves, then you're allowed to enter the portal no matter the time of year. Hopefully if your program gets demolished, then you're also able to enter the portal. I think that that'd be the best for all involved. Is Michigan State going to be the best at anything except for finishing towards bottom of the conference? Matt Sheehan is going to tell us. Don't miss that. Win totals continue here on the Squad. First, this episode brought to you by our friends at Indeed. Workplace chaos, deadlines stacking up, inbox overflowing, and the one position you have to fill still sitting open. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is a job for sponsored jobs. Indeed Sponsored Jobs helps you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for. Skills, experience, location, so you're not just hoping the right candidate stumbles across your post. And here's a stat that says it all. In the minute that I've been talking to you, companies like yours made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time searching, more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support the show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com. That's the place to go. Indeed. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Matt, do you want to go first or last? Good news, you're first. So, according to our friends at FanDuel, Michigan State's win total is a whopping 3.5, which is, by the way, before the year, 2 wins lower than it was for year 2 of Jonathan Smith. He's shown the door. Insert Pat Fitzgerald, longtime head coach at Northwestern, and well, what do you expect from Michigan State here, Matt? Any surprises?
Surprises. Oh my. I think that we'll have a sold-out game the first week. I think that might surprise some people, but no, the Spartan fan base is still true, baby. Come on. So we're still undefeated against Toledo. We're gonna pack that stadium. But no, I actually just did a show a few days ago, knowing that this would be the discussion, because I wanted to get ahead of it. I wanted to do some damage control like Rossini Vrabel style, except actually do a good job at it and get ahead of the story and talk about it first. And my conclusion on the show was, I'm not sure what's going to happen with that 3.5. I would love to beat my chest, defiantly flex my muscles and say, we're getting at least 4, baby.
It's
for
the hook.
sure. But that would be disingenuous. I think we can. but I come to you as a feeble, meek man, and I say I'm not that confident in that. There's a lot of depth issues at a lot of areas. The schedule could be a lot worse. We're missing Indiana. We're missing Ohio State. We're missing USC. But when you are the bottom feeder of the Big Ten, which is unfortunately what we are, is any schedule a great schedule? So that's what we got. That's what we got. I could ramble on for the next 20 minutes if you'd like, but we have some other strapping.
I mean, that would make our jobs easier. I did want to touch on something that you brought up in there on a serious note, Matt. Yeah. I booked a trip to Sedona for a luxury resort for 2. Do you have any interest in going?
Please, oh my God, I would actually love that. Isn't that funny? Like how beautiful that place looks. I bet that place is.
Oh, it looks great.
The next 3 years, anyway. So I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mark. Anyway, 3.5 on Michigan State. State your case. Over. Under. By the way, for those who don't have it memorized, you probably don't. Toledo, Eastern Michigan, at Notre Dame, Nebraska, at Wisconsin, Illinois on homecoming, Northwestern, then at UCLA, then a bye, then at Michigan, and then Washington at home, hosting Oregon, and at Rutgers. That is the schedule for Michigan State. Mark, do you see 4 or more wins for Pat Fitzgerald?
I just know Matt's going to be feeling like a 16-year-old when he's 2-0 and thinking he's going to score. And it's just,
every year I do it. That's right.
He's got the girl, and all of a sudden that girl's going to play hard to get for those next 2 wins. Look, I'm looking at that schedule and I'm thinking, where are the extra 2 wins after Toledo and Eastern Michigan? Pat Fitzgerald, he gets to host his former school. I mean, right? That's one of those get you games.
That's winnable.
Little extra motivation. I don't know. At UCLA, does everybody believe in the Bob Chesney train right now? Is that thing?
I think right now, those 2 first-year head coaches and the situations they're walking into, I think I would take UCLA in that game.
Yeah,
I think I would too.
Okay, well, I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take the under. So I feel bad for you, Matt, because you're a good guy. Really.
No, you know what? I actually like hearing that because we did this last year, of course, and every single little frame on this little video said over, and my heart was, oh God, it was so full, it was overflowing. And then, silly me, I should have known those were famous last words before. Your team marches to a 4th straight bowl gameless season. So the more unders I get here, actually, the better I'm going to feel walking away from this phone call. So, Mark, I'd actually like to thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
And that was the last time we saw you, by the way.
For good reason. That's right.
That was about 365 days ago.
Upset by you people that I couldn't even bear to look at you guys after you cursed and jinxed my Spartans. That's right.
Yeah. Seiko, are you just ever grateful that – I mean, Penn State's schedule is so easy. I'm surprised Michigan State isn't on it.
But you can't say anything that'll hurt me. Whatever, man. It's fine.
Just a flesh wound.
That's the need for wins. Then that way you can live guilt free, right? I can buy into Pat Fitzgerald, right? Long term, I want to buy into the Michigan State Pat Fitzgerald program long term, but short term, I'm not buying the 2026 team, right? If we're trying to treat this like stocks, and it's like, are they going to go up? Are they going to go down? They're going to go down, and that I didn't realize how tough that schedule was. And the games that like a Wisconsin, for example, that's at Wisconsin. If that was at Michigan State, I would feel better about a contest like that, or an at Rutgers. If that was at home, that's one. Okay, I can talk myself into that. But after Toledo and Eastern Michigan, and honestly, I'd be scared for the Toledo game if they didn't have a head coaching change, because that Toledo team is always at the top of the MAC.
Yes,
so
I agree.
You guys kind of get lucky there and not embarrassed in game 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jason Candle left Toledo, right? That was the coach's name.
Yeah,
I'll take the under.
Ooh, Seiko with the under, a dagger into a heart that doesn't exist. Matt Sheehan is Davy Jones out here. He's just getting stabbed, and then he looks at it and goes, "What? Did you think that was going to do something?" So, yeah, Matt's got no idea. Isaiah got it though. I saw a smirk down there, Isaiah. I'm glad you understand my craziness. By the way, Matt, I just for a moment want to talk about that Northwestern game on October 17th.
Absolutely.
Because of how everything went down and how he felt, is Pat Fitzgerald going to just coach the game of his life? And how hard will Aiden Childs get booed upon his return to East Lansing?
Like, there are so many great storylines that only two fan bases care about. It is the Pat Fitzgerald storyline. It is Aiden Childs coming back to Michigan State. This will be the most highly sought after game that will be on Peacock of all time coming up. So I cannot wait for it. I don't think Childs will be booed. My guess will be like 50% no one clapping or cheering or booing or anything. 30% clapping, 20% booing. That's going to be my guess on the split. But yeah, Pat Fitzgerald, he keeps bringing up the Michigan game. He's playing the hits. He's going to the fan base here. I know deep down, though, in a bold Sharpie, he's got that date circled for the Northwestern game.
Is Aiden Childs even that like big of a deal for Michigan State fans? Because it's not.
I mean, he didn't do anything.
Like, I wouldn't care. He didn't do anything.
I think that's why half would just be muted the whole time. Be like, yeah, good for him. He got out of here. And overall, from all accounts, good leader. He was a good guy, all things consider. But yeah, so that's the 30%, and the 20% will be underwhelmed that, hey, he was his four-star promise to bring us to the heavens of college football. But fortunately, the five guys that block in front of him didn't allow him to even
hate when that happens.
Gosh darn, that is a difficult thing to overcome. Does anyone have the guts to take the over? Stick around and find out. All right, Isaiah, dare you say
Isaiah's got me.
A positive thing about Michigan State? Because 4-8 would technically be a positive thing.
That's so bleak.
All right. So first off, I do want to say, Michigan State is in the state of Michigan, which is the state that I live in. So that's one positive. They have a stadium, right? They're not playing just out.
Look at that.
So, I mean, those are real big positives, right? First off, actually, I love Pat Fitzgerald. I really do. And personal little quick story. At Big Ten Media Days, back in, I think it was 2019 in Chicago, I pulled a Dale Earnhardt Jr. on Ricky Bobby and literally walked up to Pat Fitzgerald and just said, I just want to say, I think you're awesome, man. Like, I literally I straight up out of the movie did that exact thing. I shook his hand. There's a picture, everything, because someone just happened to see it happening. But exactly. I didn't really know. I thought we were on a spaceship the whole time. It's weird because I look at this schedule and there's a couple games that, despite them being road games, I still think are pushes, like Wisconsin, like Rutgers, at UCLA, despite the travel. You look at like Washington coming to Spartan Stadium, and even though that's a much more talented team, just that it's always difficult for the teams to cross country travel, right? Like we saw Washington lose to a really bad Wisconsin team last year. So with that in mind, and thinking that they're going to win those first two games of the year, despite the fact that I'm looking at their roster, I think it's one of the least talented rosters in the country, at least in the Power Four.
Yeah.
I do think that they get there. I think they end up beating just by virtue of Pat Fitzgerald.
Wow. I see what he's doing.
Somehow,
I see this.
My younger brethren.
Oh, that's nice. There you go.
Get it done.
I see what's going on here.
Hey, Matt, can you tell the fine people that enjoy the Big Ten squad every week who Michigan State's quarterback is going to be?
That would be one Alessio Milivojevic.
Oh, he's still there. Good.
He's still there. Yeah,
I like
despite
him.
Penn State almost tearing every single limb off his body last year, and MSU keeping him in the game inexplicably. It's okay. I'm totally over it. It was fine. Yeah, he is still around, actually. I like the cut of his jib. I think that he's a really strong leader, good quarterback from what we saw. Yeah, I'm optimistic about him. There's obviously not that a lot of things I'm not optimistic about.
Sure.
Matt, did you notice that you said, hey, everybody take the under? That's what would make me happy. And Isaiah said, cool, I'll take the under.
I do. That is noted. Oh, yeah, I've got my legal pad over here.
You know what? As much of a troll job as that may or may not have been in an effort to reverse jinx from Isaiah, I'm right there with him. I'm going over. They only need 2 Big Ten wins. I think there are 4. I think there are 4 games on the schedule that they could find a way to win. and you're banking on him splitting. Oh,
Can I
at
hijack
least
this
4
really quick?
wins. At least 4 wins. Yes,
You
Matt,
could
go
almost-
ahead.
Okay.
You could almost actually even make it to the Motor City Bowl if it still existed. That's how
Not around.
getting.
Not around. So can we do an exercise really quick? Because on the show, I did lean wins, 50-50, lean losses, and scheduled losses. I just want to see if everyone agrees with my 50-50 games here. Can we just go through it? Because I think I have 5 written down.
You have 5 50-50 games?
I have 5, and
I bet you I can name them. Ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, Wisconsin is 1.
No, actually, no. I am scared of the road, I got to say. So I had that lean loss.
Okay, then Illinois is definitely 1.
Absolutely. You got
Northwestern is 1.
Absolutely. Yep.
UCLA is 1.
It is not. No, after they just dummied us at home at noon on homecoming last year, flying out to their place. No, thanks. No.
Okay, Rutgers is 1.
Absolutely is. Yep.
Nebraska has to be 1.
Sure is. You would be
Yeah,
correct.
it was going to be Nebraska or Washington.
It was going
We're
to be
missing
Eastern
one,
Michigan.
and Isaiah said it kind of for my reason too. It is Washington, because that Washington game for the Huskies, that game's going to be sandwiched between Penn State and Indiana, both at their home barn.
Ooh.
No bye weeks. Think of a bigger definition for a trap game than that right here. Now, here's the problem. Not sure what our depth is going to be looking like for that mid-November game, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe finally, no one's going to get hurt the entire season, and we'll have a chance next year.
Hey,
So, yeah,
that
those
would be
yeah.
nice. Craig,
what I
you
got.
buying what we're selling on the Spartans here?
Let me douse water on this whole operation, and I appreciate Isaiah's feel-good story. I'm taking the under. I think they split Toledo and Eastern Michigan. And I'll tell you why.
Oh,
Here's the deal. I'm a geek. I watch a lot of spring football. Oregon, great showing on Saturday. Michigan, actual game. Ohio State, actual game. Penn State ran about 100 plays, had practice over the weekend.
Yes.
Indiana had a game. Do you know what Michigan State did? They had a hot dog eating contest in the end zone. They sat there and they spun around with baseball bats.
They
on their
did
heads
75
and
live
raced to the
plays
end zone
before
and
that.
ate hot dogs. So unless you're recruiting 5-star Joey Chestnut or 4-star Kobayashi to eat hot dogs for you, you're not winning any games this year.
I was boots on the ground there. I assure you, the whole 2 hours were not spent busy bat racing, hot dog eating. I want to get ahead of that right now, but
Sounds
That's
like
a
you
lot
did a
of
lot
it,
of
though,
Disney
right?
bat.
A lot
that
of the
was a
2
bad
hours.
look. That was a bad look at the end of practice here. I'm all for the guys having fun. That's great. But oh boy, when I saw that on Twitter,
You know
I'm
what
like,
else is fun, Matt?
some
Winning.
jokes.
Winning is fun. Winning is a lot of fun.
Winning.
He wouldn't know.
What was that word again?
Yeah.
Winning.
I'm new. I'm new to it. Believe me, it's fine.
Yeah, you are. Goins, you can be John Denver today and wrap it up.
Yeah. Look, I like the over, and I thought I was going to be the only person to say it.
Yeah,
today.
team
But I do.
over.
I like it. I think they do start 2-0. I
The
think
Michigan State hot dog eaters.
Yeah, the Notre Dame game shouldn't even be put on television because it will be a massacre. But I think Michigan State beats Nebraska at home, and I think they sandwich it with a win on the road at Rutgers to end the season. Anything in between,
Miserable.
I don't know. Good luck, brother. That's
Thank
kind of where I'm at. I think Northwestern could be a win, though. And so of those 3, win 2, boom. You get your win total. You go over, and Matt Meyer might not be happy. I don't know.
We go 7-5. We had a really high APR score last year. They asked us to go to a bowl game in Shreveport. It's going to be a movie this year in East Lansing, baby. Come on.
Oh, what a
Can't wait.
scene it will be for
That's
Pat
right.
Fitzgerald and company. Matt Sheen of Locked On Spartans was actually here. Say goodbye. You'll never see him again. Mark Holkin, Locked On
Same
USC.
time next year, guys.
Zach Seiko, Locked On Indy Lions.
Hi, Matt.
Isaiah Hull, Locked On Wolverines. Craig Sheeman, Locked On Big Ten. And Jacob Goins from Locked On Hoosiers. We had Trent Condon of Locked On Hawkeyes as well. I'm Spencer McLaughlin from Locked On, wherever, pretty much. We appreciate everyone listening. We'll see you next time. And until then, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.